Hey, my name's Shanshan. I sell art on shanshan.co. Today we're going to review Duel. So this is a film by director-writer Riley Stearns, which I always like. Director-writer solo team because you get a much stronger plot usually. Time is 1 hour and 34 minutes, so it's spot on my hour and a half cutoff mark. Actors are Karen Gillan as Sarah, Aaron Paul plays Trent, her trainer, Beulah Koale plays Peter, her boyfriend, Theo James plays Robert Michaels, Maija Paunio plays Sarah's mother. So this girl she has kind of a broken relationship with her boyfriend, kind of a little bit of alcoholism. She finds out from her doctor she has this fatal disease, she's gonna die, so she's like, oh my god. She's given this option, she can clone herself, and her clone will take her place as she dies. So she's like, all right, let's try the cloning process. Maybe it's not as crazy as I thought it would be. So she has a clone, but then she lives for a long time, like 10 months, and then her doctor suddenly says like, oh, you're not gonna die, so now you can cancel your clone. In the meantime, the clone's been like bonding with the mother better, behind her back, having sex with her boyfriend. Because the boyfriend's supposed to have this traumatic savings by having the girlfriend survive with the duplicates that she's been fucking her in front of her, which is like so outrageous. How do you let this girl screw your boyfriend? Yeah, it's such a bizarre story. And so she's like, no, I'm going to cancel her. But then the duplicate has the option to ask for a duel to survive, and so they have to face each other off, and one is going to survive, right? So the original obviously starts off, she starts training, hires a cheap trainer, she starts dancing, getting in shape, and they train for a whole year, and then they're going to have this duel, and then it gets extended a few times, and then the double shows up at her studio where she's at, and she's like, what the hell is this? She tries to shoot her, and then she chases the double down. She's like, oh, you exhaust me. What am I going to do? She's like, I'm not going to kill you. He's like, oh, I want to show you something. So she takes her to this studio where it's kind of survivors of doubles and of this duel. She's like, oh, this isn't bad. Maybe we shouldn't kill each other. And then convinces her to go by herself and run away. And actually, it's kind of a switch. So it's a really very nice film, I would say. It's actually seems very long because there's only a very few characters, which I think makes for a really great character build of the characters. The girl is very, very quirky. So that really comes off on, especially their personality is a little bit different with their double, which is actually a better clone of herself in a way. It's nice because they have different eye colors so you can distinguish, so that makes it a big difference. Obviously with the new CGI, you can just switch it out. You hire a girl that's very similar to her, and then you kind of swap out over the shoulder and head to head you can kind of do. So it's a little bit challenging, I think, for the actress to be able to act against yourself in both roles. I really like the idea of like a classic duel tale. It's always really fun. I think this was better than the Ridley Scott version, even though Ridley Scott had a lot of money thrown at it, but I like this version a lot better. Great way they show all the training to kind of build her up, because she's just like this weak girl that's not really into sports or fighting or anything. It's just she has to start training in sports, and she has to start training how to fight with different weapons, which weapon to choose in the duel, all the different signs of death, and then go work on an autopsy and just work herself up so she's able to kill her double, which is really strong. And so she's pretty well trained by the time she actually is almost ready to face up her double. Yeah, it's just so bad, like the boyfriend's fucking the double, which she assumed she was going to replace, but now that she's not going to fucking die, it's like, dude, the girl's screwing your boyfriend. And then your boyfriend dumps you for the new one. That's freaking hilarious. The mother is bonding too with the new double versus the original. It's like so horrible, right? Like the worst possible response for your life. Like, why would you have any will to live if your closest one, you don't like your double versus you? So that's pretty funny. I really like the idea of the duplicate having the right to clone, to be able to right to survive if they want to challenge it, which obviously they would challenge. Why would they not want to live? But it's kind of cruel to the original one, because the original one, instead of they got the clone to help their family out, now they have to fight to live again. So it's like they have to beat the disease, and then they have to do this as well. So it's kind of pretty horrible. I like the twist ending. I kind of suspected that the person that would win just because it's just set up that way. But it's just I really like the twist. How the one that wins is actually comes up with a very sneaky way to win. Very clever. But no one could believe the end at the freaking end of the film. I mean, it was obviously who won at the end of the film, because how the car's driven, and the reaction later in the car and all this stuff, and so it's pretty funny. And everyone was just watching the credits like, no, that can't be the real ending. What happened to the real ending? And then that is the ending. So no one believed the ending, so it was pretty funny, I thought. But it made sense the way the ending is shot. I don't think it would make sense if the other person has won. So anyway, I think it's a fun film, fun to watch film. I don't think you watch it more than once. You can even download it probably. If you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next movie review. Thanks for watching, guys.